Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to take a little break, just a small, why did I do this? Small little break, un poco, from the DVD collection overview to show you one of the things that I got today because I pre-ordered this literally right after I heard that it was coming out. Right when the pre-order became available, because I've been waiting for this to come out on Blu-ray for so freaking long. And when I saw that it came out on Blu-ray in Japan like a year or two ago, I was even tempted then to just get the Japanese release, even though it was like $75 to have it imported to the United States. Uh, it was like, I really love this movie. I've wanted it on Blu-ray for so long because, and I'll tell you why when I show you. But like, yeah, I've wanted it so long that like, when I found out that it was finally going to be available, was finally going to be an affordable price in the United States, I was just like, thank you, God. For crying out loud, been waiting so freaking long for this. Longer than Star Wars. And I know you guys remember how long you had to wait on DVD for Star Wars. For something more than just VHS. So if you remember that, then you know how important and big of a deal it is that this is now on Blu-ray. Princess Mononoke. That's right. This is probably my favorite Studio Ghibli film ever. It's one of my favorite movies, period, ever. Just simply because it has such a strong positive message about humanity and what it means to be human and what nature is all about and everything. I mean, like, granted, there's this, thin there's this thin little message in all of Miyazaki's movies that that environmentalist kind of message of just like be good to the earth and the earth will be good to you, and just stop treating the earth poorly, and stop polluting and all that kind of stuff. So clearly that's a huge influence on this, but what I get out of it more than that, what I enjoy more about it than that, is just like Ashitaka's character is the quintessential, what should be like what people see as like the perfect human being, or at least like the kind of human being that people look up to, because he's not necessarily your typical hero. Your typical hero runs headstrong, believes in one thing, and does everything that they possibly can to achieve that one thing that they want. Ashitaka is in it, as he says, to see with eyes unclouded by hate. His only goal is to not let hate consume him, and hopefully to try and, if it's possible, to get this curse that he's under lifted. But throughout it, you see like each side of the war, of the argument, they're getting mad at him because he has to support this group, or he has to support that group, or he has to do something just to keep people from dying, just to keep hate from growing. And that's his only goal, is to keep hate from growing. And that's the kind of thing that, like, that's the kind of character that I strive to be in my personal life. I mean, nobody's perfect, granted, but that's the kind of person that I would like to be. Somebody who sees with eyes unclouded by hate, who is more interested in stopping hatred in its tracks than about being on any one side or another side. I mean, I identify in political circles. Whenever somebody asks me what my political beliefs are, I always tell them I'm a centrist, because I like to see the argument on both sides of the fence, and I don't necessarily agree wholeheartedly with one or the other. And I think that it's a folly to think that one side has it all right and one side has it all wrong. And you know, this is my kind of movie because it depicts a character, a heroic character, who isn't fiercely for one thing and against another thing. He's the only thing he's fiercely against is hatred. And that's something that everybody can agree on. I mean, come on now. But another reason I love this movie is just the amazing, amazing animation. Which, granted, of course, it's Hayao Miyazaki. He knows what he's doing. This is one of the most amazing animated films of all time. And it was my introduction to Hayao Miyazaki. I only saw his earlier films after the fact, after I knew who he was. A lot of people, their introduction was Spirited Away, which I believe is also coming on Blu-ray in one form or another eventually. But this was the movie that honestly introduced Hayao Miyazaki to the West in a big way. A lot of Westerners already knew about him at the time, but this was the one that just, bam, he's in the American market now. You know, there's no ignoring it now. He is big money. He is a big name in film. And don't you forget about it, Americans. You know, that kind of thing. Which is why they got voice actors like Billy Bob Thornton, who honestly, the character he's supposed to play, his voice is really poor for that character. No offense to him, he's a great actor. Gillian Anderson, who does an amazing job in this. Jada Pinkett Smith, Minnie Driver, Claire Danes, Billy Crudup. A lot of big names here. But it's just, it's obvious why this is my favorite movie. Another reason that not my favorite, but one of my favorite movies. Another reason why I love this movie so much is the soundtrack. The score for this movie by Joe Hisaishi, yes, is one of the greatest scores ever written for any film. And I am a sucker for a movie with a good score. One of my other favorite movies, right behind me there, E.T., an amazing score by John Williams that is honestly haunting, and is, of course, an example of a movie where the director actually planned and edited the film around the score because he didn't want to change anything about it. It doesn't really happen very frequently, but that's an example of it. When you've got a musician working on your film who's creating something so magnificent that you recognize that and you know, I can't cut any of this out. All of this has to be in here, and I have to edit the film around it. I don't know if anything like that happened with Princess Mononoke. Pretty sure it didn't. But that being said, this is most definitely one of the greatest scores. I was going to say soundtrack, but I'm pretty sure it's, you know, referred to as a score. One of the greatest scores ever written for any film at all, ever. And it's just magnificent, it's haunting, it's beautiful. It's one of my favorite musical scores for any movie ever. So, you know, there are a lot of reasons why I love this movie. The animation's amazing, the music is amazing, the story is amazing, the characters are the kind of people that I want to be, or the main character is the kind of person that I want to be. And for a long time I had the DVD until I was talking to a friend of mine, and they said they hadn't seen it, and I knew right then and there I have to send this to my friend because they hadn't seen it yet. I didn't have enough money to get them their own copy, because at the time it was like 10, 15, 20 bucks to get a copy of it on DVD. I already had it on DVD, so I didn't need to get one for myself, but I couldn't afford to get them their copy and keep mine, so I just sent them my copy, because that's the kind of guy I am. Like, if I really want somebody to watch something, I will send them my copy of it if I don't have the money to be able to afford to get them their own copy. So I've been without this movie for a long time, and I've been wanting it so much for so long because of how long I've had to wait for it, you know. And one of the things that I remember about the DVD is that there was a lot of macro blocking. There was a lot of when the scenes, whenever there was like wriggling stuff on there, and there's a lot of wriggling stuff in this film. A lot of movement happening on screen all at once, or like just quick movements. Like there's a lot of like scenes of like chasing and all that in the movie. There you'd see a lot of like pixelization, and it'd be very hard to determine what's actually going on in the movie and whatnot. It wasn't the best DVD release. The one that I had, at least, was not the best DVD release, and it just did not look that good on DVD. It was really, you know, but that was how I first saw it. I first saw it on DVD, and that was the only way I'd ever seen it. So watching this Blu-ray was a goddamn revelation, because all of those scenes that were in like those highly detailed, fast moving scenes with all the movement that were macro blocked and screwed up and all that stuff by a horrible DVD transfer before, I could see everything. I can see it all the movement. There's no problem whatsoever with it. This is the best the movie has ever looked on home video. Obviously it's Blu-ray, but like I was just blown away by how good it looked, because I'm coming at it from the experience of having had I believe it was actually the Japanese DVD release of it, and there were so many moments, even in the very beginning of the film, where there's a lot of movement going on screen, and it's kind of dark as well, and that leads to a lot of issues with trying to accurately reflect what's being shown on screen. You can't really see all of the detail. With this, you see all of the detail, finally. Unless you've seen it in theaters, chances are you have not seen it look this good ever. You need to get this fucking release if you like Princess Mononoke. This is a must-buy. I don't care how you buy it. I don't care when you buy it. Just buy it. I knew the second that I saw it that on for pre-order, I was just like, pre-order. That mofo is getting pre-ordered right now in September. Coming out in November? Great. Pre-ordering it now. September. Because I am buying that zombie. This was a must-buy for me. I didn't care what the price was. At the time, it was like $25 or something like that. And for its release, it went down to $22.99 on Amazon. So, I mean, earlier in the video I told you I was almost ready to pay $75 for the Japanese Blu-ray release of this. So, $25, that's $50 less than I was going to pay for the Japanese release. I mean, yeah, I'll do that. I will happily do $25 for this, especially after how long I've been waiting for it. So, yes, it's got the nice embossed slip cover. You take it off, and there you go, there you go. It's got a few special features, newly remastered. Original Japanese storyboards, Japanese trailers, Princess Mononoke in the USA, original Japanese TV spots, and a featurette about the movie. As you can see in here, it comes with the... Sorry, I'm just trying to move the things aside. The DVD and the Blu-ray, and thankfully it's not like other Disney releases where the Blu-ray is literally just a blue disc with some text on it. They actually decided to put some artwork on these. Although it's just literally ripped off of the cover, but I won't complain when I'm getting more than I usually get with Disney release. No offense to them, Disney always puts out quality stuff, especially when it comes to the transfer. Well, almost always puts out quality stuff when it comes to the transfers and the way that the film looks and all that. It's almost always excellent. So, yeah. In this case in particular, this was a badly needed upgrade to the movie because the DVD wasn't sufficient to show you all the detail. and it is much appreciated. Finally, all I want to know is what took you so damn long, Disney. This is one of the most beloved films of all time, and you took your sweet time releasing it on Blu-ray. I wish I hadn't had to wait so long, but I'm glad to finally have it. So, yeah. I suggest picking this up as quickly as you can. I don't care if it's going to be on the market for another 3 or 4 years or however long they decide to keep it on the market. I think that it's worth buying now. Because, honestly, if the price of the other Studio Ghibli movies are any indication on Blu-ray, then you know you're not going to get a better deal than $22.99. In fact, the price may actually go up and not drop down at all. If you're lucky, 6 months from now, maybe it'll drop to $22.99 again. If you're lucky. Or maybe it'll drop to whole $19.99. Ooh, save a couple bucks there. It's always going to be an expensive release. It was an expensive release on DVD, and now this extremely worthy Blu-ray version is also going to be expensive. So, yeah, just bite the bullet, buy the movie if you remember it and you love it and you want the full experience on Blu-ray in high definition. I don't believe it's available for streaming or for digital download. When I put the code in for Disney Movie Rewards, I was not informed that I had been given a digital version of it, so I'm pretty sure that doesn't exist. Just do it. Just buy the Blu-ray so you can have the movie in high definition the way it's meant to be seen. Alright. Anyways, that's my little break from my DVD collection to talk about one Blu-ray that I picked up. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Peace.